Hello, everyone, and welcome to Native Drums. I'm Josilia Williams, your host for today. And I have with me on this evening Mr. Lloyd Gill. Mr. Gill is a historian and philanthropist here in the PD. Welcome to Native Drums,
Thank
Lloyd.
you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure, my pleasure. Now, you are supporting students in the PD because you're a historian. And tell us how you got started with this particular mission.
Okay. Well, after my dad passed away in 2021, he was a retired Master Chief, and we've been all over the world. And after he passed away, the family, we kind of got together, and we were like, hey, let's do a little scholarship. And Dad, he would read a book a week. 2 books a week. And he liked Westerns and World War II. And I like World War II stories, and I've read all the books with him. We traded books and everything. So we said, let's have this scholarship geared towards that.
Okay.
And have, the younger kids read and do research about World War II instead of just, blowing over it and, a lot of kids don't even remember anything about World War II.
Definitely.
So that was the spark. And then I had a teacher live next door to me that was a teacher at Mullins High School, and I told him, I said, hey, if you got a senior that wants to do a term paper, we'll give them $300. Or if there's a student that wants to do a book report, like $100.
Yeah.
And a full presentation like we have here, it'd be more.
Right.
And so we did a few of the term papers, and then it kind of dried up. Nobody was interested. So I was like, well, I'll try something else. And I saw Girl Scout Troop 423. They were selling cookies at Walmart.
It's that time of year now.
And, well, that's why I'm here, because they're too busy to do it themselves right now.
Uh-huh.
And so I gave them the challenge, and they worked on a project on the 6888 Postal Battalion, which there's a movie about it now.
That's right.
And it was during that presentation, I was like, this is more than, just copying something off of Wikipedia. These girls really dug into it. And I was like, okay. So that they did that. And they got their public speaking badges and other badges, because they were working all that into it. And I was like, I want you to do something else for me. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. And so I gave them a name, and I gave them a unit number, and they dug into it. They spent a year.
Wow.
They contacted, the president of France. They contacted the Imperial War Museum in London. They contacted the First Army headquarters. Just give us information. We need information. Because when they started digging into it, they found something that I wanted them to find.
Right.
And it kind of made them mad.
Oh, okay.
So now they're coming back. They want all the information now. And that's how we got here today.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've looked through this great presentation that they've done, and we will be showcasing it, as you talk about it. So the person that they were researching, Corporal Woodson?
Corporal Waverly Woodson Jr.
Yes. So tell us about him.
He was born in Philadelphia, and he was a student at Lincoln College in Philadelphia. That's where Thurgood Marshall went. And he was a sophomore after World War II broke out. He wanted to join. So he joined the Army, and from there he got to boot camp, and he scored so high on all the tests, and he was such a leader that they pulled him out of boot camp, and they sent him to officer training school, artillery officer training. And he passed, but when it come time for him to graduate, they're like, we don't have any black soldiers for you to lead, and you're not going to lead any white soldiers.
My goodness.
because the military was segregated
That's
at the
right.
time.
That's right.
And so he wanted to be a doctor, so they sent him to be a medic. And he trained to be a medic, and that's when he got attached to the 320th Barrage Balloon Battalion. And if you see pictures of D-Day, which are in there, the big balloons you see on the beaches above all the soldiers and all the ships, all those big balloons, those were operated by the 320th all-black crew members, the soldiers.
Okay. Yeah.
But he was their medic. His job was to be the
Be
medic.
their medic. Okay.
All the white units had all their medics, but he was to be their medic to take care of the black men that were on the beaches. And on D-Day, he was on the second wave early in the morning going in because they needed to get the balloons in the air because the German planes, if they got down real low, they can just go right down the beach, just tearing everything to pieces.
Wow.
With the machine guns.
Yes.
So with the balloon in the air, they have to fly up here, and they can't do any damage. And their job was so important that when they put a balloon up in the air, that was the priority target. So all the artillery, all the machine guns, everything was get that balloon out of the air so the planes can come in. And so they did that on D-Day, and they are credited with downing a plane. One of the planes went through the cable.
Oh, okay.
Cut the wing off.
Oh.
So they got credit for that. They're pretty sure it was 3 planes, but it was so chaotic
Right.
on D-Day. I mean, you had over 2,000 men just slaughtered on that day. And he was on Omaha Beach, which was the worst beach. And he was also in a sector that was the worst of the worst. That was just a slaughterhouse. I mean, it was just where the machine guns and the mortars and everything were just tearing the guys to pieces.
My goodness.
So when he was coming to shore on the landing craft, right before the gates come down, it got hit with a artillery shell. Boom. And 25 of the 35 guys on that landing craft were gone instantly, killed, pieces everywhere. He had got shrapnel in his back, his butt, and in the groin, real bad. And he pulled over the side, drug himself to shore. One of the other black medics wrapped him up and everything, and he got to work. And the first thing they did was build a field hospital tent, a big tent.
Right.
And then he got to working on, men.
Yeah.
And for the next 30 hours nonstop, he was on the beaches of Normandy, of Omaha Beach, just working nonstop for 30 straight hours. And he did amputations, he did, stitches, set bones, sealed off arteries. He did all this. And he did it on white guys, not just the black guys, and his orders were to take care of the black guys, but he was doing everybody. So he did this for 30 hours straight. And, if you go to the beach after 5 minutes, you realize why you don't go to the beach, because the sand's everywhere.
Right.
And just imagine, your blood, guts, water, sand for 30 hours straight. And
War torn.
so after the 30 hours, the beach was secured. They had gotten up over and they got the beach secured. So it calmed down. Everybody else was going forward, but they stayed on the beach, the 320th with the balloons. And the next morning, there was one plane that came through, and after that, there were no more planes on Omaha Beach for the rest of the war. So they did their job.
Wow.
They had lost, on D-Day, they had lost 11 balloons, either blown up or the cable snapped or whatever. And by the next morning, they were all back up with new balloons.
Oh, okay.
And there was no more strafing runs for the rest of the war. But Waverly Woodson, after the 30 hours of, working on all these men, his commander, was like, hey, it's slowing down. Go get cleaned up, get your wounds looked at, get something to eat and go to bed, get some sleep. So he's walking back towards where they had set up the 320th had set up where they were going to stay. Mm-hmm. Well, he hears a commotion on the beach line. So he runs down there, and there's 3 British soldiers. Their landing craft had just hit a mine, and they had drowned. And he brought them back to life.
What?
Yes. So he gets them back going. The British guys take off. He stands up, passes out. Boom. So they drag him up to the field hospital that he built, and the doctors lay him out, and they're like, he's too badly wounded for us to work on him. They put him on a boat, sent him to a hospital ship, where he stayed for about a week, and then he came back to the unit, mm-hmm. and they stayed there until after the Battle of the Bulge. They knew Germany wasn't coming back towards France. Germany was finished. So they had packed up, went home, had a little R&R, and they were actually in Hawaii, headed to Japan when the war ended.
Wow.
And they're one of the few units that was in both the Atlantic and the Pacific. But the total number of black men on D-Day is around 2,000. Mm. All the trucks that were running up and down the beach with supplies and stuff, mm-hmm. those were a black unit. Ambulance drivers, they were black units. Stretcher bearers. So there was over 2,000 men on D-Day on the beach. Mm. So when things calmed down, the commanders all got together with the officers and the non-commissioned officers, and they do the after-action report. They write down who did what, when, where. Corporal Smith lost a balloon, but he ran and got another one under fire, those kind of things. And they would say Purple Heart, or Bronze Star, this,
right,
that.
Right.
Well, when he got to Corporal Woodson, he was like, Distinguished Service Cross. So he writes up a Distinguished Service Cross citation nomination. And that gets all the way up to Eisenhower's headquarters. And on Eisenhower's staff, there was a general 3-star by the name of John Lee. And he read it, and he was like, no, this ain't happening. He scratches it out. He puts Medal of Honor. And it got sent to the Pentagon. Mm. And for it to have gone from General Lee to the Pentagon, Eisenhower had to know about it.
Right.
Because, he worked for Eisenhower. He was Eisenhower's guy. Mm-hmm. So even though Eisenhower's name didn't appear on anything, it went. So he had to approve it. Mm-hmm. He's trying to win a war. He's not doing medals and stuff.
Right.
So it gets to the Pentagon. The Pentagon sends it to the White House. And the highest ranking civilian at the Pentagon writes a note to the highest ranking civilian in the White House. This would be great for the morale of the Negro soldier if the president gives it to him himself, like he's done with white guys. Boom. All right. If you look at the tombstone.
Oh, yeah. Bronze Star and Purple Heart.
A Bronze Star. Mm-hmm. A Bronze Star is like the 5th highest award.
Oh, okay.
Not the Medal of Honor, not the Distinguished Service Cross, not a Silver Star. The guys that earn bronze medals, they do, they're heroes, but
right.
It's nothing like what he was nominated for.
Right.
So he's awarded the Bronze Star, and then nothing ever happened until he passes away in 2005. And a politician was like, wait a second, you're telling me all this stuff happened? Well, he started looking into it, and he's like, well, we need to fix this.
Okay.
And the first thing they're like, well, let's go get the all the his file, all the files of the 300. The problem is, all the black soldiers and units, all their files were in a warehouse in Buffalo, and it burnt down
Oh my
in
goodness.
the 70s. So they have no record. So they tried several times. I even have the House resolutions and stuff, and it's failed. And the Army opened another investigation, and they upgraded his medal from a Bronze Star to Distinguished Service Cross. Okay? They can't give the Medal of Honor because that's Congressional Medal of Honor. It's got to go through Congress.
Okay.
And so you're thinking, well, why don't they just send it to Congress? Well, it doesn't go straight to Congress. It goes to a committee.
Right.
And the first thing the committee asks is, was this over 5 years ago? And it's been 80. So they're like, no, thank you. We don't want to worry, Now that could be overridden, and it has been overridden many times. And the second question they ask is, who can we go talk to that actually saw all this happen? And in 1944.
Right.
So there's nobody alive. So that's where we're at. And that's what the Girl Scouts are trying to do. They want Corporal Waverly Woodson to get the Medal of Honor for what he did on D-Day. He saved over 200 lives. He was badly wounded, and he still did all this. And there have been medals of honor for way, way less. But the committee won't send it to Congress because they don't have
the information.
And that's where we're at.
Wow. So on here where they have Bronze Star and the Purple Heart down
Yes.
at the bottom, what?
The Purple Heart was for how he was wounded.
Okay.
If you get a Purple Heart for being wounded in battle, and the Bronze Star, I mean, I don't want to downplay it. I mean, it's still a medal.
But I understand what you're saying. Bronze and silver, gold. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got you.
It's not a high medal.
Right.
It's just it's a travesty. I think, I don't know, and that's what they put all this together. They've sent this to Congressman Fry. They sent it to Lindsey Graham, Tim Scott. They've sent it to the White House. Never heard anything back. But it's going to take public pressure.
Right.
Because going through the committee, Congress isn't going to stick their neck out unless we make them. So
that's what the community. How can the community help the girls?
The best way is to go to house.gov, put in your zip code. In Florence, it's going to be Russell Fry as our.
That's right.
It's our congressman. If people in North Carolina or over towards Columbia, there's 5 congressmen where they're all kind of near Columbia. Tell your friend over there in Columbia, or Richland County, all that.
Yes.
Say, hey, they have this. So you don't have to send them the story. You can just say, hey, where are we at with the Girl Scout troop and Corporal Waverly Woodson?
Okay.
And if we can get the ball rolling, if somebody knows a celebrity or something that wants to put their name on this, put it through social media, get social media going. And, because the committee, from talking to the family and people all up and down, it's almost like the committee is like, you can't even prove he was on the beach. How are you going to prove he did all that? Because there's no record of nothing. And they've dug up newspapers from the 40s.
Right.
They've, it's 100 and some pages here, and Russell Fry has it, and It's just a matter of somebody saying, hey, we need to fix this. It's got to come from the top down, but...
So this was in the Washington Post?
Yes.
77 years later, still seeking appropriate honor for a heroic black medic on D-Day.
This was written by the former commanding general of the First Army, because the 320 was part of the First Army out of Illinois. So when that commanding general, the last thing he did was put his name on that, and he wrote the story that basically I just told you about.
And although he wrote the story, that still would not serve as documentation.
Yeah, and the commanding general's like, hey, let's give this guy the Medal of Honor, and right there's all the citations and everything.
Right.
And it's
But
such an easy fix. Just fix this.
It is.
And then that is the Distinguished Service citation that he got just last year, 1 year ago.
Wow.
81 years after D-Day, he finally got awarded the Distinguished Service Cross.
So were the girls instrumental in this being done?
No.
Okay.
This is all the stuff they have found since then.
Since then, okay.
While they were working on that is when they just gave that award. Yeah.
Okay.
While they were working on everything. And
now I want to back up a bit. One thing I want you to explain again is the responsibility of the balloons and how that worked. 'Cause it was I wasn't too clear on how that.
Well, I sent him some better pictures, and he can look them up too.
Okay. Yeah,
it's big. They're big balloons.
Right.
And they flew them above the ships and on the beaches.
Okay.
So if an enemy airplane comes down on the beach, he can just go down and just rip everything to shreds.
Right.
At this angle. But if there's a balloon in the air, he's got to be up here, and he can't do all that damage.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, and if they try to get below the balloons, that's how they got one. He snapped a wing off because he went through the cable.
Oh.
And he spun into the ground. So that's why it was so important enough that when the Germans saw the balloon, they were the priority target of everything else on the beach.
The balloon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to fly balloons, and they got, they're getting hit with artillery and mortars and gunshot.
Oh my.
And,
So that was
it's like, hey, I'm trying to fly a balloon here.
Oh wow. Well, I tell you, I know, like you said, the girls are busy, and it's great that you're here for them, and it's great what you are doing to support them in this endeavor. And I tell you, it's there's a plethora of information here, and I think that we as a community should rally behind these young ladies in reference to their mission when it comes to Sergeant? Was that Corporal? Let me look. Here's on the front.
He retired as a sergeant.
He did? Okay, because I saw it on that page. Okay, Corporal Waverly Woodson Jr.
Yes.
Yes. This is great. And that's Girl Scout Troop 423, and they're in Darlington.
Darlington, yes. And don't ask me their names because there's 3 sets of twins.
Oh, really? It says Cadet, Senior, and Ambassador. Members of Troop 43. Now, let me see if I can say these names. Aaliyah C., Cadence D., Marissa E., Samara E., Jada J., Jaya J., Chastity J., and Natasha.
And Maria.
I guess that's Natasha or Natasia. My daughter's name is Natalia, so I'd say Natasha.
And the troop leader is Aurelia Burgess.
Aurelia Burgess. Yes. All right. Well, this is wonderful, and definitely, like I said earlier, we as a community, we as a region, the PD region, we need to get behind these young ladies and support them in this endeavor, because it's like you said, our children need to know our history.
Yes.
They really do, and this is one great way that you have motivated our young people
And that was the
to
goal.
do that.
And I'm really impressed with the work they did. They
Yeah.
spent a year on it.
Right, right. So Cash is going to putting some of as you talked, as you were speaking about and telling the story, and definitely the pictures of the young ladies, the girls, in their uniforms and everything, and looking at all the wonderful work that they've done, and so, hey, this is just wonderful. It's great. It's great. So maybe next time we can have the girls after the season slows down. We can have them, or maybe we can do a Zoom call or something with them.
I'll give you their number.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Well, Lloyd, thank you ever so much for
Thank you.
coming by.
Glad I can come.
And hey, well, if you have some more young people that you are supporting and they have great stories like this, let us know. We'll be just excited
Okay.
about it, about having you on
Yeah.
here.
So whoever's watching, if it's going to be not enough just for one person to contact, senators and congressmen.
That's right.
If somebody knows somebody, says, hey, put this on your webpage,
That's right.
make it go viral.
Yes, yes.
It's such a easy fix, and just flip the switch and make it happen. So
Wonderful. Yes, yes. So again, give them was it a website address or where they could?
house.gov,
House.gov.
and it'll come up and it'll say, what's your zip code? You type in your zip code, and for around here and all the way to the beach, it'll be Russell Fry. He'll come up, and it'll have his Facebook, Twitter, little icons underneath his picture, and it'll say contact us, and you can put your name and address and just say, hey, what's going on with Corporal Waverly Woodson? Can you help us out?
Great, great. So everyone, churches, we can make this a project supporting these young ladies, churches, sororities, fraternities, any organizations, and even schools, teachers, get your classrooms, your children in your classrooms to support these young ladies in their project and in this mission of Corporal Waverly Woodson Jr. getting the proper recognition that he should have and that he really deserves. So again, thanks to you, Lloyd, ever so much for stopping by. And everyone, we thank you ever so much for joining us here at Native Drums. We'll be back next week with more. Have a great evening.